Guess who finally picked up the Makeup by Mario, the Neutrals palette? This girl. Keep on watching to see what I think of this palette. Alright, so this is the palette that I'm using today. It's the Master Mattes Neutrals, and if you haven't checked out my other video where I did a first impressions of the original, I think you guys should go check that out. So we're going to be doing one for the Neutrals one today. So I'm going to basically start how I usually do, and I'm going to do my brows and prime my eyes. I hope you all are doing well. Yeah, this week has just been really busy. I've been working a ton, so I feel very drained. I really like prepping my videos beforehand, but this week I just have felt so drained that I think I just filmed my budgeting videos and that was it. And I just thankfully had my Makeup Monday video like as a backup that I had already like pre-filmed, but I was planning on pre-filming more this week. I didn't have the energy. Like, I don't know if you guys ever have that, but I really didn't. So I hope that with this video I kind of get back into my groove. And so I use the e.l.f. brow pencil as I normally do. I'm going to go in with the Haus Labs concealer and just prep my eyelids. I always like to give this a little shake. I know that it probably doesn't do anything, but it's for my peace of mind. Has anybody tried this concealer yet? Because I've been really enjoying it. I would like to do a full review of the Haus Labs Complexion products, but I am kind of just waiting to test them out a bit more. As I said in my last video, I really want to be able to give you a full rundown of how the products work. I am putting a lot on because I have so many dark circles just from being so exhausted the past like week and a bit. I actually I usually get up at like 5 o'clock for my shifts in the morning. I actually, last time I had a shift, not this morning but earlier in the week, I actually slept through my alarm. I was so exhausted. I was so embarrassed. My dad had to come and wake me up, and I don't usually do that, so I really was kind of like, oh, I am tired and I guess I need a reset. So I'm thankful that I got a couple days off to at least do that. So alright, so my eyes are now primed. I'm actually going to go in with the Bone White shade to set everything. I know I used the mirror the last time when I was doing my first impressions of the Master Mattes, but I'm going to keep the screen thing on and just use a compact mirror because it's just going to be much easier to show you the shades. So I know that this isn't going to do much color wise for the skin, so I'm just going to use it as like a setting powder. And I do apologize, everybody's home today. I already told them I'm filming, and I don't know what it is, but as soon as I start filming, everybody decides to get up and start moving around and doing things, and it's just, I do actually like this white shade a bit better than the one in the Master Mattes palette. With this bone shade, I am noticing like a little bit of kickback, but honestly that's fairly normal for the pigmented shadows. So I've set my eye with that bone white shade. I'm actually going to go in with this second shade right here. Now, I don't really know what type of look I'm going to be doing today. I think I'm going to try and really use this dark gray shadow. I'm going to try and use that shadow. It is adding a little bit of color, but it's still very close to my skin tone. I'm not too sure how well it's going to like show up. So it is adding a little bit of color after you kind of build it up, which is nice. Next, I'm going to go in with this cool tone brown. Ooh, that was very pigmented on the brush. I'm going to put it on the outer corner. I must say I am kind of enjoying the cool tone look. I don't really use a lot of cool tone eyeshadows, so to be able to have a cool tone shadow palette now that I can use is really exciting to me. I've never really been a cool tones girly. I'm actually kind of getting into it, especially with all like the popular 90s makeup looks and whatnot. So that's how it's looking so far. I think I may try and deepen up the outer edges just a little bit before I go in with that gray tone. I think I'm gonna go in with this one. Oh, that is pigmented, and I'm really liking that shade. Yeah, that added some nice depth. Yeah, I really like that color actually. I am really liking the colors just in general. This is a really nice color story. You're gonna be able to get a really nice cool tone, like smoky brown type of look really easily with this palette. I honestly think if you're a 90s girly, you're really gonna love this palette. And I don't want anybody to think that I didn't really give the Master Mattes original a negative review. I did just kind of hype it up less than I am hyping this up. But for that reason is because this palette, I've never really had a cool tone palette before. So for me, somebody who's never really used a cool tone palette like this, I'm more inclined to add this to my collection. See, this isn't something I have in my collection. If you're somebody who's just kind of building your collection and you don't have almost any palettes at all, then this would be probably a nice addition to the collection. Okay, so I'm going to set this brush down. This is the Morphe, it's called like a half moon brush. And I'm gonna go in with the actual like Makeup by Mario EF2, and I'm going to just dip straight into this gray. I'm super excited to see how this is gonna look. Now, as I said before, this is just me playing around. This is not me doing any sort of specific look. I'm just like, let's play and see how it goes. So it is fairly pigmented. It is very blue toned. Just gonna blend this up to the crease. That may make me look like I have a black eye, but we'll see. We're gonna see definitely how this looks. I may have to go back in and like add a black or something like that. So far, I love this color. I just think I'm probably using it wrong, but trust the process. That's all with makeup, is just do what you think is right and just trust the process. You know what? It's not turning out that bad. It's not the greatest look ever, but it's not that bad. I'm gonna go back in with that half moon brush. Just kind of blend it out a little bit on this eye. So that is kind of the beginning stages of this. I'm gonna blend it just a little bit more over here. This shade is like so hard to like get a not black eye looking color payoff, so I'm gonna try and go in with this bone white shade again. I'm gonna go in with that shade, and I'm gonna go in the inner corner. Now this still looks crazy, I know, but trust the process because we're gonna do something else. I'm using a fluffier brush too to apply this. Okay, I think I'm gonna try and switch to like a more packing type brush. No, not that. Yeah, I'm gonna switch to the Anastasia like concealer type brush, and I'm really gonna try and pat this back in because it is seeming to wipe a little bit away. And I think I just blended a little too much. And I'm gonna try and go in with this shade right here. So I'm gonna pack that on top. Yes, still crazy, don't worry, I'm gonna blend this out. We're going back within that original brush too. Alright, so it does seem to be blending out in the middle a little bit there, so I'm gonna set that aside. I'm gonna take this pencil brush. Yeah, see, there is a lot of kick up on this palette. I don't know if you can tell, but that means it's pigmented. So I mean, I'm not really upset or bothered by it. Oh, sorry. I went in with this dark brown shade, and I'm going to go in just on the outer corner and kind of move it in. Okay, still looking a little crazy, but I think we need to trust the process and finish the whole face. Alright, so I did my base off camera. I'm just gonna go in with the Haus Labs bronzer now to warm up my face because I know I look like a ghost. And I'm in the shade Light 2, and honestly, this bronzer, I can't say anything bad about it. It just warms up my face beautifully. And I know that this isn't like a formal review or anything, but I have nothing bad to say about it yet. And this Fenty brush is really nice to apply it, although I would like to find another alternative that's more affordable. I do like the shape of it. It's a $46 brush, and I just don't want to buy another $46 brush to travel with or have a duplicate of. So if you guys have a dupe for the Fenty bronzer brush, that would be great. Please let me know down in the comments. Have you guys heard about the Fenty beauty drama recently, like with them potentially not being cruelty free? Like, I am so scared because I just bought this brush and I just bought that highlighter that I'm going to be applying later in this video, and now I don't know what to believe. I don't know if they are truly cruelty free or if it's something like how MAC does where they say they're cruelty free but in reality they're really not. So I really hope that Fenty Beauty is telling the truth and is remaining cruelty free. I know that there's some ways to get around selling in China now, so I really am hoping that they stick with that and they don't start testing on animals. Here is going to be another star of the show. Now, if you've been following my Instagram, you would know I have been wanting this blush for so long. As long as I've been getting back into makeup. This is Hibiscus Haze by Haus Labs. I have been wanting this so badly, and it finally went back in stock, so I had to snatch it up when I snatched this palette up. So I am going to be testing it out for the first time today, so you guys get to see the first reveal. So I'm going to go in with my usual Morphe E48, and I'm just gonna do a little tap because I've heard these blushes can be very pigmented, so just a little. And I'm gonna do my usual blush placement, which is right here up above where the bronzer is and just where the highlighter is about to go. So what are we thinking? It is indeed pigmented. It's kind of similar to Desert Rose, I would say, but more of a pinky version. Ooh, that is pigmented on camera. Oh yeah. You know what? I think I'm in love. Is this what it feels like to be in love with a non-human thing? Oh, like I know I love my Makeup by Mario Desert Rose blush, but oh my, this is just, yes. So I think I've applied too much. Whoopsie daisy. But look. All right, we're gonna kind of smooth this out, or at least attempt to. I kind of look a little bit clownish. My powder brush, this is the Morphe brush. This is, I applied some of my powder with it, so I'm just gonna tap this out a little bit. I do like it. I do like it. Yes. The only complaint about this blush that I have is that look at how like small it is. And I know everybody has that complaint. Lipstick Lesbians actually has a great video explanation of like why it is this small. My thing is that I was not expecting it to be this small. So for comparison, this is their bronzer and this is their blush. So this is just for when you guys order this, or if you go in store and buy this, expect this size comparison. So, but yeah, I do like it. It's very pigmented. I love it. I'm gonna quickly set my face with the NYX matte setting spray. See, this is the up close and personal look of the blush. Now I'm going to go in with the usual Fenty highlighter. I'm just going to go in with Fire Crystal. Top cheeks. Now I'm not going to apply any to my actual eyelid or my inner corner because I do want to strictly have this as a cool tone eyeshadow. I want this to be strictly the Makeup by Mario palette just so you guys can see the full eye look with it. So that's why I'm not applying any to my inner corner as I usually would. Back in with the Makeup by Mario palette. So we're going to go in with this tiny little pencil brush and we're gonna go in with not that bone white. We're actually gonna go back in with that first shade that we went in after the bone, which it looks like, I'm not too sure. This is a bit confusing. I'm not sure if matte one is this one or if it's this one, so I'm just going to point. Yeah, and I'm just gonna brush it along my lower lash line. Go back in with this deep brown shade. This is what I went in with after I went in with that blue shade. So I'm just going to dust it on the bottom lashes. And then we're gonna go back in with this wonderful gray shade. See, trust the process. Alright, I am gonna tap this shadow out a little bit because I didn't realize that it was as unblended on camera as it was in person. So that's a bit better. This is how it looks in person. Honestly, I'm digging the look. I'm really liking it. So we're gonna keep on riding with it. I might try and go in, let's see. Oh, I got this nice little, I'm gonna try and go with that bone white again. Do like a little inner corner pop. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go apply mascara and lips and I'll be right back. Alright, and this is the final look. Comment down below if you're going to pick up this palette. I honestly, final thoughts, I really enjoyed working with this palette. I was not expecting to enjoy using the blue gray all over the lid as much as I did. Honestly, I think this is perfect if you're just getting into cool tone shadows and you don't know where to start. That being said, this isn't a go out, run, get into debt and buy this palette, but if you have extra money laying around and you want to buy a cool tone shadow, definitely pick this up. It had great shades. The first impressions, really liked it. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next video. Bye!